You have to understand that the suffering that we suffer from is not necessarily the suffering that God brings upon us. It's the suffering that we get because we contradict how the world lives. When you're a Christian, you are more just than a normal man. You are more righteous than a normal man. So when you're a Christian, you wouldn't just want things to go wrong at the company that you work for just because you are moving on forward. So you're going to start to question things. And when you question things, you become on the wrong side of your employer. So they don't like you. They may not like you. And because they don't like you, then you might not have a good future in that company. Not because you're a bad employee. Maybe you're a brilliant employee, but because you contradict everything that the company does, you contradict what the policy of the company stands for, then you may suffer because of that. Because you might question what the politicians are doing. You might question the entire system. So because you're opposing the very people who are in power. That's where the suffering comes from. You see, if that's why no one suffers in heaven, because in heaven everyone is righteous, everyone is holy, everyone is right with God. So that's why they cannot be suffering there. But because the majority of the world is evil and you are righteous and good and holy, you are in opposition to what is happening in the world. You see, so it's not that God desires that we suffer. It is just that when you become Christian, you become like Him. You have the same mindset as Him. But the world does not have the same mindset that God has. The world, is just full of sin. It's just full of making it and being successful at whatever the cost. If you have to enslave people, you enslave people. If you have to bring up apartheid, you do that. But when you're Christian, you have a different mindset, and you are in opposition to those things. And then because you're in opposition to those things and you have the light of Christ within you, have the Spirit of God, you're going to speak out. And when you speak out, the people who are making a profit, who are making money out of the state, the way the state, things are at the moment, are going to hear, and they're going to see that you're not with them, you're not supporting them. And they're going to go after you in however way, they say fake. Just Christ was against the way that the Pharisees were running, Judaism. So he was revealing God. That's why he had to be killed, because the Pharisees realized that he was going to take away power from them, because people were starting to listen to his righteousness, his way of doing things, his way of living life, which was going to be a blessing to all men. Because people don't want all men to be blessed. People want to be the top. They want to be number one. They want to be the best. So when you're talking about blessing all men, you're taking their fame from them, because everyone now is going to benefit. So that's why we will suffer. The suffering doesn't come from God desires that we suffer. No, God desires that we have peace, that we rejoice in Him, we rejoice in His creation, we rejoice in the things that He has given us. But because everything in the world is against God, that's why the Bible says we must suffer. You see, if it was possible, God will give us all these things that we need. He will give us riches and money and all that. But the problem is that we have a corrupt heart, and this heart is easily corruptible. So if it's easily corruptible, then the money comes, and we're not able to see the people who are coming into our lives, whether they have our best interest at heart. And if they have our best interest at heart, they will make us more holy, more righteous, more loving. Not get us drunk, get us into fornication or adultery.